The frostbitten night quiets all but the most primordial dread. In the remote, frozen reaches of Kitami in April 1974, Yoshiro Fujiwara crossed paths with an interloping force that unraveled his grasp on reality forever. An encounter so cosmically horrific, so alien to rational senses, that his mind was left perpetually unmoored in realms of terror from which he may never return. Welcome to Moonlit Myths. The inky blackness of the April 1974 night enshrouded the remote fringes of Kitami like a vicious frozen shroud. But it was not the brutal chill that roused Yoshiro Fujiwara from his slumber. No, it was the frantic, unhinged barking of his guard dog that sliced through the grave-like silence with primal urgency. Fumbling through the gloom towards the front door, Fujiwara could never have steeled himself for the cosmic nightmares soon to unfold. As the door creaked open, his eyes met the stuff of catatonic dread. A skulking, toad-like figure barely 3 feet tall leering up at him. Its bulbous head and slimy orange-brown flesh seemed to drip with hateful malignancy from another dimension. Before Fujiwara's scream could breach his paralyzed lips, the entity raised a gnarled appendage that began pulsing with a haunting, otherworldly glow. Like some profane ritual, the warm, amber radiance rapidly engulfed the entire home, seizing Fujiwara's senses with blinding incandescence. Stumbling backward into the safety of his bedroom, he collapsed to the floor, only to catch a glimpse through the window of the far worse terrors hovering outside. There, suspended impossibly above his roof, silhouetted against the moonlight, hung a colossal 8-meter-wide disc, thrumming with that same virulent tangerine haze. Fujiwara's soul cried out in abject horror as he felt himself inexorably unraveled from his physical form, his corporeal shell untethered and levitated upward, passing through solid matter to be enveloped by the alien leviathan waiting hungrily above. When realms of sanity resettled, Fujiwara found his consciousness entombed within the dank, dingy interior of the craft. A tangled circuitry of inscrutable alien technology blinked malignantly in the dim blue glow as the stale atmosphere reeked of bodily putrescence. Scattered amongst bizarre apparatuses, more of the loathsome starfish-headed entities scurried into view with gangly, boneless strides, their sickly hides speckled with oozing mucous membranes and lesions of chartreuse and cobalt hues. From the elongated nasal cavities and vestigial oral canals, they unleashed gasping, phlegm-filled sonances that could have been some necrotic alien tongue, or the incoherent, hallucinatory ramblings of a psyche fractured by brush with the outer darknesses. Yoshiro's waking psyche bucked between the mortal terror of his predicament and a hypnotic sort of cosmic awe at bearing witness to something far beyond this world's reckoning. That battle for lucidity ebbed as one of the grotesque beings raised a quivering limb towards him. A piercing telepathic violation screamed through his gray matter, "No danger. We will release you." Thus began the deepest descent into an incomprehensible, malefic realm of divergent alien geometries and tear streams in the fabric of reality itself. In the days, weeks, and years that followed, Fujiwara's mind devolved through a kaleidoscopic spiral of alleged experiences so bizarre, so distinctly at odds with terrestrial phenomena, that relating them invites scorning mockery from the uninitiated. Claims of developing wild psychic powers, tours of our cosmic neighborhood, attaining ambassadorship on behalf of an ominous space union, and possession of inexplicable alien artifacts. Yet the most unsettling aspect is what became of Fujiwara himself in the aftermath. After decades spent recounting his encounters with the uncanny kaleidoscope of horrors that first manifested that April evening, the tragic man's trail went permanently abrupt and cold in the spring of 1995. Had he truly transcended our plane back into the outer celestial ether from whence the abominable aliens first came? Or was his final metamorphosis into the great unknown a conclusion too abhorrent to ponder? A fate perhaps crueler than even oblivion itself? The Kitami Abductors remain seared into the annals of the utterly inexplicable. A byway series of events that must be twisted into cautionary folktales, lest impressionable minds become unraveled by what may secretly lurk just beyond the haunted nocturnal skies of northern Japan.